Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to work on only showing the posts of the users whom we are following. So right now I'm following John Doe. If I unfollow him and go back to the home page, you can see we are still being shown the posts of John Doe. We are not going to show them. So on the backend, we are going to run a loop to check for the users we are following and only showing their posts. So here inside API folder, we have the posts.js, our API for posts. So here on our get all posts route, where we are sending all the posts to the front end, I'm going to remove this return statement. And here I'm going to first of all look for the logged user. So the user who is logged in, await follower model dot find one. And we are going to look for the ID. So request dot user ID. And let's destructure it out. It will be better because we are going to use this user ID again and again. User ID inside the request, which we are getting this from a middleware, and the user ID. So after this, we are going to check if posts.length equals to 0. We are going to return res.json empty array. But if post.length is there, we are going to continue working. Let's save. So after this check, I'm going to create a variable here. Let posts to be sent, and it is going to be an empty array. And here I'm going to add a return statement res.json post to be sent. And here we are going to check if logged user dot following dot length, if it is equals to 0. So this means that logged user is not following anyone. Here we are going to run a filter over the posts dot filter, and we are going to check for the post the user has created, the logged user. So post and post dot user dot underscore id dot toString, if it is equals to user id, and we are going to save its value inside the posts to be sent. So post to be sent is equals to the array which this filter will return. So what this basically means is, if the user is not following anyone, we are running a filter over the posts array, these posts right here, and we are checking if post.user.underscore id, and we are adding toString because it is going to be an object if we don't add the toString here, and if it is equals to user id. So this filter will return us an array of the posts this user has created, the logged user, and we are going to send back these posts if the user is not following anyone. Else, I'm going to add some space here. Else, we are going to run a for loop here. For and let I is equals to 0. I is less than logged user dot following dot length and I plus plus. So here again we are going to run a filter loop, posts dot filter post, and here we are going to check if post dot user dot underscore id dot toString. So again we have to convert it into a string, is equals to logged user dot following and square brackets I dot user dot toString, or if post dot user dot underscore id dot toString is equals to user id. So what this line of code basically means is, we are checking for the posts by the users who I'm following. So if post dot user dot underscore id is equals to logged user dot following. So if I go to the follower model, if following is an array, so logged user dot following, and we are adding the square brackets here and adding the I here so that the loop runs dot user. So we have the user property here, and it is an object ID. So we have to convert it into a string. And we have added an or condition here, or post dot user dot underscore id dot toString is equals to user id. So again, this is the same condition here. So if no post is found in this condition, it is going to the or, and it is going to check if there are any posts created by the logged in user. And we are going to save its value inside a variable const found posts. And after this, we are going to check if found posts dot length is greater than 0. So if there are any posts found, we are going to push it inside the post to be sent. So posts to be sent dot push, and we are going to spread it out. So found posts. So all we are doing is checking if the found post dot length is greater than 0, and we are spreading it out inside the post to be sent variable. And again, we are returning the res.json post to be sent. So if I go to the localhost now and refresh, and now you can see I'm only being shown my own post, jndo. And if I go back to the account, because I have 0 following, I'm only being shown my post. So now if I go back and follow John Doe, and if I go to home, and now you can see I'm being shown the posts of John Doe too. If I go back and unfollow, again only Jane Doe. So all we did was checking if the logged user.following.length is greater than 0. That means I'm following anybody or not. We are filtering over the posts and checking for the posts which I have created. So we are saving it inside the post to be sent variable. Else, that means I am following someone. We are running a for loop here. I is less than logged user.following.length. And again, we are running a filter over the posts, and we are checking if post.user._id is equals to logged user.following. Following is an array. And we are adding this square brackets and I for the element, and .user.toString. And again, user is an object ID. That's why we added the toString here. So if this condition returns no value, we are going to go over this OR condition. If post.user._id is equals to user ID. This is the same condition as this one. This will basically check if there are any posts created by the logged user. And if found post.length is greater than 0. So if this found post.length is greater than 0, we are pushing it inside the post to be sent. And we are spreading it out because found post itself is going to be an array. So that's why we have to spread it out. I know this is a bit confusing, but you will get a hold of it once you practice it again and again. You have to check in the models again and again. So all you have to do is just keep the models in front of you and see the values which we are comparing, and you will get a hold of it, I'm sure of that. So this was all for this video. In the next video, we're going to start working on the notifications. So I will see you there.